So Felix Faust's real name is Felix Faust. His other aliases have been Deccan Drake. He's got a daughter that's deceased and a son.
Oh, that sucks.
He's been associated with the Secret Society of Supervillains and the Injustice League. So both of them.
Not the best to have your full real name.
Yeah.
Someone can catch you. How did they keep finding me?
Wonder Woman with a rope? Where's he at?
So what's your real name? Felix Faust. She's like, for real?
It's like, oh shit, I'm sorry. His race is Homo Magi. I read that
Gay magician.
First thing I thought too. It's like, oh damn, dude, you're really not lucky. Like this is your own race at this point. He's widowed. His occupation is a sorcerer. He's 5'11".
How the fuck is that an occupation? Like his tax force come in like wizard.
172 pounds. So kind of chunky for 5'11".
Really? I'm fucking 5'3", like 280.
Brown hair, brown eyes. Created by Gardner Fox and Mike Sikwitzky. And
It'd have been funny if like it was like there were two different guys that made him, right? But one of this guy's first name is Felix, the one's last name is Faust. They just combined them together.
Felix Faust. First appeared in Justice League of America number 10, March of 1962. So this character has been around for a long
Been getting his ass beat for years.
Yes. And so the character himself, throughout the character's history, various stories showcase or mention the early history of the character itself. The earliest recorded accounts of the sorcerer known as Felix Faust date back to approximately 5,000 years whenever he emerged in the legendary African empire of Kor.
Okay.
So it's already starting real far back. During this time, Kor was ruled by King Nomo. Nommo. Nomo.
No. King Nomo is Nomo.
A prominent wizard and the guardian of the mystical power known as the Flame of Life, Faust, driven by his malevolent ambitions, engaged in a fierce battle with Nomo, seeking to harness the flame's power for his own corrupt purposes. In a decisive move, Nomo absorbed the Flame of Life into himself, defeating Faust and banishing him into another dimension. And this is 5,000 years ago, 5,000 BC.
Yeesh.
So 7,000 years ago. In the mid-1920s, a deranged individual and aspiring magician named Deccan Drake inadvertently stumbled upon the dimension where Faust is trapped. Drake, upon opening a portal to the dimension, inadvertently released Faust, who promptly destroyed Drake's soul and took possession of his body.
Okay. So he's not his own body?
No, technically.
Okay.
Like he's in Deacon Drake's body. No. However, upon returning to Earth, Faust discovered that his powers had been significantly diminished. Consumed by an unrelenting desire to restore his once mighty mystic abilities, Faust came across the tale of Faust, a man who had purportedly sold his soul to the devil in exchange for supernatural powers. So this dude named Faust came across the myth of a guy named Faust.
He's reading his own comic book like, this is all fucking slander and lies.
Drawing inspiration from the story's central character, the sorcerer assumed the name of Felix Faust and embarked on an eternal quest for mystical knowledge, driven by his insatiable thirst for power. In the modern era, the character Felix Faust would eventually have two children, named Sebastian and Fauna Faust. Seeking to amass greater power, Felix made a fateful decision to sacrifice the soul of his eldest son. Originally, during Sebastian's adolescence, Felix intended to sacrifice his soul to the demon Nibirios in exchange for magical abilities. However, the ritual instead bestowed the magical powers onto Sebastian himself. And
I must have been fucking mad too.
Similarly, Felix attempted a similar ritual with his daughter, but Fauna also gained magical powers instead of being given.
He's a fucking moron.
You did fuck.
It's like, fuck, man.
In the other tellings of Sebastian Faust's history, though, it is recounted that his soul was sacrificed as an infant, resulting in the acquisition of magical powers, particularly in the realm of soul magic, where the Faust family is renowned for practicing. Other stories depict Felix Faust as an abusive figure in his family, extending his mistreatment to his unnamed British wife.
That's what it's called, woman.
It's always cold.
Foot is always cold, woman.
After giving birth to Fauna, she fell with acute myeloid leukemia. Felix manipulated her into practicing dark magic as a means to alleviate her suffering. Felix intended to turn his entire family into practitioners for dark magic, but his plans were thwarted by the combined efforts of Sebastian's rebellion and a car accident that occurred years earlier, claiming the life of their mother and halting Felix's sinister intentions.
It's a weird way for like a powerful entity to just end up in a car crash and die.
Yeah. In DC Rebirth onward, it is mentioned that the character is known to have been fathered by an ancient sorcerer known Magica the Magnificent. Around the 1500s, Felix Faust was also an active dark practitioner and master sorcerer who was both in an alliance with Vandal Savage and acquired a slave apprentice by the name of Aurora. During that time of his life, he encountered further-born Damian Wayne. He encountered future-born, Damian Wayne and John Kent, Robin and Superboy.
Well, you just bumped into him?
Yeah. It could because of Vandal Savage.
Oh.
So Felix Faust first
Jesus.
appeared in Justice League of America Volume 1, Number 10, in March of 1962, where he tried to regain some of his lost magical abilities by contacting the Demons 3. 3 fictional demons in the DC universe. These 3 demons were brothers who ruled the galaxy 1 billion years ago before being banished by beings known as Timeless Ones. The Demons 3 have tried to return time and again. Summoned by Felix Faust and others, their attempts always foiled by the Justice League. Felix Faust tried to summon the power of the Demons 3 by possessing 3 artifacts: the Green Bell of Uthal, the Steel Wheel of Nyoloth, and the Red Jar of Kaltheos. Like they tried to find the most magical sounding words they could find.
They tried way too hard.
Yes, they did. That had been created by the demons, and which the Timeless Ones could not destroy or move to Earth. Pre-Crisis, they claimed a spell using the artifacts would free them in 100 years, but in that time the caster of the spell would be able to command them. To do this, he takes control of the Justice League with the demons' help, who are able to defeat the artifacts guardians and bring them to Faust, who begins the spell. But Aquaman is able to break the spell by distracting him using his control of fish. He gets fucked up by Wonder Woman's lasso and Aquaman controlling fish.
Some of the weirdest ways to get defeated.
Like a pitiful. The sorcerer is then taken to prison, and the JLA soon find out about the demons' escape and re-imprison them. So, after all...
Welcome back to jail, bitch.
Pre-crisis, he was a member of the Crime Champions, a trio of Earth 1 criminals who teamed up with a trio of Earth 2 villains to commit crimes, then escaped to their other world using a vibratory device accidentally discovered by the Fiddler.
Vibratory device? Wait a minute.
The funny part, it was discovered by the Fiddler. Now, if we
The
change
fucking Fiddler. Was it the diddler?
with a vibratory device. You don't ever want to get caught by the diddler with a vibratory device.
You want to hear something wild? This woman, this sweet looking woman, right? Like older, probably well older.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say 40s, but more like 50s, 60s.
Mhm.
With an older, like a really old looking husband. She had her cards and stuff, right? And she set them down on the counter.
Yeah.
And the top one said Adam and Eve. The adult.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this girl gets down.
She may be old, but she's freaky.
She a freaky one.
That's why he looks the way he does. It's like
He's
he's been trained
Oh,
up.
he's like twice the age of her. He's like exhausted. But he's the same age, but looks twice as old as her.
He's been trained so many times.
I ain't got nothing left. Claim it time.
Oh, fuck. All right, so Felix Faust, he stole $1 million from a sunken ship and escaped Aquaman, the Martian Manhunter, and the Atom. Later, the Earth 2 crime champions in
How's
person...
that stealing? And then he wasn't it just like buried treasure he found?
Now watch those fucking Aquaman is like, you motherfucker.
It's my fucking piggy bank.
That's why it's in the ship, bitch.
I sometimes wonder about the various characters' actual net worth.
Yeah.
You should do an episode like Batman, like $8 billion. The Flash, it's just $43,000.
No, $20 that he's got in his pocket. I'll do that. I'll do that next week, where it's like we go over some of their net worths, because I know that there's going to be some very rich characters. Now, do you want a combination of Marvel and DC, or just DC?
I mean, like if we do Marvel, it's been like just broke ass Spider-Man, like $300 to his name for 2 weeks.
I'll pull up some of the more famous heroes. Like I know, like people like Ted Kord, they're extremely rich.
I want the broke ones too.
You want the brokest of all of them?
Like the Falcon's like just fucking $83.
Spider-Man nothing.
Like a negative $84.
Well, he owes college, so he's down.
His fucking bank has overdrafts. Like, oh,
Spider-Man's down $100,000.
because I remember in the first game for PS4, that Marvel Spider-Man,
Yeah,
he had a fucking bunch of jars with various things, like various coins and dollars in it. And one was like brand new laptop, like vacation, and like just a bunch of change.
yeah. I'll do that next week though. Let's see what some of these people are worth. We know Bruce is probably the richest, aside from Lex.
In DC.
Yeah, and then you have Tony Stark that's up there. Reed Richards. I know those are some of the richest
I want to
characters.
fucking like understand.
T'Challa.
I understand Tony Stark because he owns a like tech company.
Yeah.
But what does Reed Richards own?
The other company.
He has his own company.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's the one that owns that entire building.
The Baxter Building.
Yeah.
I just imagine he was just some random scientist who broke his phone. Not broke,
But like barely scraping by.
like daddy's money or something. Like my father gave me a fortune.
No.
I'll use it for the good of mankind. So
Yeah,
you
he got rich. Yeah, because of all the technology that he's developed.
okay.
So, but he doesn't develop weapons the way Tony Stark
Yeah.
does. And then you have T'Challa. T'Challa's rich.
From like that fucking country, he's just making that fucking vibranium.
I know Magneto's probably pretty rich.
That'd be surprising, Magneto being rich.
I think, because he owned his own country. Doom, I know
Doom
is
is rich, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The Hulk's got like fucking.
You know, the sad thing is, I think there might be more rich characters in Marvel than there are in DC. Clark Kent's poor as fuck. He lives on a farm.
I thought like they get 6 figures as reporters.
I don't know.
Me making that shit up. Like I guess because in the show, like he just seemed like he was always well off.
Mhm.
In a big ass fucking apartment, like good suits. I mean, a reporter now probably make like fucking pennies on the dollar.
$60,000 a year.
That's something.
I think Bruce is like, he's got all the money. Nobody's got as much as he does.
What if he like he was like what if they get like a Scrooge like trait to him, right, where he's just like, wait a minute, who's touching all my money? Like just like give him some flavor, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's just like one day he's just sitting there just fucking all this fucking money.
Well, isn't he the one that donates to that doctor in Gotham, where he gives her money all the time, like to keep that clinic open and stuff?
Probably.
You know who I'm talking about, though?
Yeah, the one that used to like patch up the family
Mhm.
until she betrayed him by letting some girl die.
Yeah.
To get, I don't know why the fuck she decided to do that. She broke her Hippocratic oath for sure.
Yeah, I can't remember.
And he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? You're a fucking criminal."
And then I know during the Batman Black Mirror series, which was around 2013, I think it was part of the New 52 stuff when Dick Grayson became Batman. But they used the Wayne fortune to open up a crime lab for the GCPD.
That'd be a good idea, actually.
But nobody wanted to use it because they hated Wayne Tech.
Well, damn, you assholes.
It's like, okay.
What if they gave him they gave him so much like tech to Wayne get so much tech to the GCPD, they were able to figure out that Batman's Bruce Wayne, and he's like, oh fuck, they gave him a little bit too much. Because here's something fucked up about the boys. There's a character named called Tech Knight who's he's like a facsimile. I don't know if I'm using the word right, but he's not actually Batman, but he's like supposed to be Batman in this world. But he's also a soup because they're always soups. So he's got like hyper senses. He's got like he's like the Sherlock Holmes on like crack or something.
Yeah.
Where like he's just like his level of like observation and perception are like beyond a normal human.
Mhm.
And the team catches him and they try to like torture him to get information, but he likes getting hurt because he's a masochist. So he's like, how do you hurt a masochist? So they end up getting his bank accounts, right? And they're like 100, like he's a billionaire because he's got real money, like not entertainment money,
Right.
real money. It's like that old money. And so they decided to give $100 million to Black Lives Matter. And you know what he yells out? Like, no, not those people. I'm like, oh, wow. He's a fucking brutal racist. No, not those people.
I thought they were Damascus.
God.
I know that they had the version of Daredevil on there too, where it was an Asian blind guy, but he has super senses.
And well, he got fucked up.
Oh, Homelander did come
Fucking
smash his head.
crushed his fucking eardrums.
It's like, what do you do if somebody does that to you?
He's like, what do you do if I don't know? Just someone just does this, and just like, and he's like,
And then I don't need a cripple on my team. It's like, oh
man, he's just a. Actually, look at me.
But just thought about I don't want a cripple.
Oh.
So
Or that one where like he lasers one of a villain, right, with wind powers. It's like all these people starving, one of them got his phone. But didn't he say that? Like all these people starving, one of them's got a phone.
I think it's
Like wow, Homelander.
some fucked up shit that they do. All right. Continuing on. Later, the Earth 2 crime champions impersonate the Earth 1 crime champions using the Wizard's magic in an attempt to trap the JLA. The fiddler, not the diddler.
Well, who the fuck is the fiddler?
He uses a fiddle.
Wow.
He impersonated Felix Faust. They robbed Casino Town, based on Las Vegas, basically.
Casino Town.
Yeah.
They didn't even do a good thing. It's Casino Town.
And Felix Faust, in quotation
All
marks.
gambling is illegal here. Casino Town.
There are no casinos.
What the fuck? I'd be mad as hell.
So the fiddler, impersonating Felix Faust, contacted the JLA. The fiddler was, oddly enough, able to cast spells like Felix and battle Aquaman, the Martian Manhunter, and the Atom. The real Felix Faust, while robbing a fair on Earth 2.
Wow, he sure fucking stepped up in the world. He's robbing a fucking fair.
He wanted those corn dogs.
Wow.
He was confronted by Green Arrow, the Martian Manhunter, and the Atom.
I just imagine him running through the fucking crowd with like a fucking handful of fucking coins. Like, oh, my fucking what? He fucking falls in the mud. Oh, just all pathetic. Oh, like a fucking loser just fucking falls in the mud in front of a kid. What are you looking at? You
What is robbing a fair? Like,
so some kid's like, he's just looking over like, what are you looking at?
he fucking grabs his teddy bear and
Tries to fucking get all the coins together. Absolutely put.
and they're not even quarters, they're like the tokens.
He gets home and he fucking shoves that shit in the fucking sink and he looks in the mirror like, fuck, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Despite casting a spell that made him spin in midair, he was knocked out by the Atom. When the crime champions were fully defeated, Dr. Fate, Batman, and the Earth One's Flash defeat Faust. Over the years, Faust's hunger for magical power proved very costly for him. He had bargained his soul away for knowledge on many occasions, but to buy it back later whenever his acquisitions failed to help him meet his goals.
How much can I get my soul back?
Every time he would end up worse than before.
Jesus, I'm just going through the fucking ringer.
Eventually, he found it difficult to find any mystics willing to purchase his tarnished soul.
It's like he's like the fucking Spider-Man of villains. Like he gets home right after fucking losing to a fight, right?
Yeah. In
some dingy ass fucking apartment. He fucking sits down in his bed, and right as he turns, he flicks the lights, and they won't come on. Like he forgot to pay the electric bill. Like fuck.
When we were talking about the artifacts or whatever from DC, remember how many he got fucked by?
Like they all just had he just had it out for him.
Finally, he tricked Neuron, the demon Neuron, into giving him power by offering him the pure soul of an innocent girl he murdered in lieu of his own.
Oh, Jimmy, he got fucking dark as fuck now.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, Neuron saw through the ruse and punished Faust by setting the girl's vengeful spirit upon him. For a time, Felix, his damned soul languished in a hellish plane for magicians who had abused or ignored the laws of magic. So I got fucked again.
Jesus.
During The Outsiders, 1993 through 95, Felix would appear as one of the antagonists in the second Outsiders series. Learning of his son's activities in the Outsiders team, he attempts to track him by sending in mystic creatures tasked with bringing Sebastian to him. So his son is part of the Outsiders team, Sebastian Faust. Initially fearing his father's return, Halo encourages Sebastian to realize his father is not infallible, leading him to counter his spell back to Felix. So he got fucked.
Felix is just like, after everything I taught you, this is how you turn out?
Having now found him, Felix began working to hunt down his son and manipulate the team. With Fauna as his accomplice, Felix hospitalizes Halo and kidnaps Sebastian. Whenever the team manages to teleport to Felix's hideout using one of Sebastian's artifacts, escaping the team learns Sebastian survived the ordeal, and Felix's plot includes gathering the artifacts known as the Green, I guess the three artifacts to summon the Demons 3 again. So he's gonna try to shit again.
Let me do this one more time. This time I got it, I swear.
So meanwhile, Felix manipulates Wild into working alongside him with promises to undo Sebastian's magic that makes him a bear-like beast. So Sebastian turned this person into like a bear-like
So a fucking animorph.
and earn Looker's affection. Whenever the team gathers the artifacts, Wild interferes and uses the artifacts, resulting in the creation of a dimension where Felix possesses godlike power. The Outsiders and Felix battle, the sorcerer using Wild and Fauna to buy more time before the artifacts can fully grant him his power. Eventually, the injured Halo is used by Looker's telepathic abilities to destroy the artifacts, undoing Felix's entire plan.
He's just like, what else is new? He goes back to his apartment, opens up the fridge, and a fucking moldy ass cheese. Like, fuck.
During the main 52 series, or the event known as the 52, a voice from within the helm of Dr. Fate speaks to Ralph Dibny and promises to fulfill his desires if he makes certain sacrifices. Dibny journeys with the helm through the afterlives of several cultures, where he is cautioned about the use of magic and sees Felix Faust. He is told about the deals by the voice. The Spectre promises to resurrect his late wife Sue in exchange for Dibny's taking vengeance on his own her murderer, Jean Loring, but Dibny is unable to do so. At Nanda Parbat, Ramakrishna, I don't know if you even know who that person is.
No idea what the fuck you just said. You just fucking cursed me. A spell.
Do you know who Deadman is?
Yeah.
He's the karma person that he worships.
Wow.
Like where he gets his abilities from, Ramakrishna.
Okay.
This person, Ramakrishna, tells Dibny, the end is already written. In Dr. Fate's tower, Dibny begins the spell to resurrect Sue, puts on the helmet of fate, and shoots it, revealing Felix Faust, who is posing as Nabu.
Surprise, surprise. I feel like he's always up to some bullshit. It always backfires on him.
Because Faust, he planned to trade Dibny's soul to Neuron in exchange for his own freedom at this point.
Jesus.
Ralph reveals that he was aware of Faust's identity for some time, and that the binding spell surrounding the Tower of Fate is designed to imprison Faust, not to counter any negative effects of the spell. So he already knew from the beginning. Neuron appears and kills Dibny, only to realize too late that the binding spell responds only to Dibny's commands.
He fucking brings it back to life. My bad, bro. I'm so sorry.
Through his death, Ralph has trapped both Faust and Neuron in the Tower of Fate. Yes.
How many years before they
2 hours? Before Neuron.
30 minutes later, they open it up like, oh, we've been trapped in here for fucking years. Like, it's been 35 minutes.
Neuron's over there.
I just
destroying,
eat each other's shit. I'm like, what the fuck kind of freaks?
During the 1 year later, after Infinite Crisis, with Neuron having already escaped from the tower.
So what about me? He fucking dips on Felix.
Felix escapes from the Tower of Fate with the help of Black Adam through the aid of a revived Isis.
Black Adam, huh?
Yep. And contacted Red Tornado's soul, which is still adrift after fighting Alexander Luthor alongside Donna Troy, the Green Lantern Corps, and their allies. Working with Dr. Impossible, Professor Ivo, and Solomon Grundy, Faust posed as Deadman and offered the android his heart's desire, a human body. The tornado accepted, and Faust bound his soul to his new body. Faust and his allies then stole the Red Tornado's original android body for their own purposes.
Yeah, I'd rather have a fucking awesome-ass android body than a fucking fleshy meat sack.
After lending his concealment spells to Cheetah, Faust joined with Talia al Ghul in order to corrupt yet another hero, Black Alice. Do you remember who Black Alice is? She's the one during Day of Vengeance that was able to absorb the Spectre's power. Faust offered he offered Alice power, wealth, and a place in the secret society of supervillains. He's offering a lot here. It's all he's got. And the resurrection of her mother, but Alice refused. Sent Faust out of town and tapped into his powers so that she could perform the resurrection herself. She stole his powers to do what he said that he could do for her.
So I would have done it for you. I don't know why you had to take all I had. I don't got anything in this life. You took what little I have already. You just left me with nothing.
Because she can use powers, I think, for like 30 minutes or an hour or something like that when she takes them.
I think so. Oh, yeah, she did, like, for like a limited time.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, you can bring my mom back, huh? Okay, I'll borrow your powers.
So takes his powers away.
He's
all fucking sad. Oh.
After this, Faust seemed to rejoin the society. And then we have the post-final crisis. As a member of Cheetah's secret society of supervillains, Felix Faust played a part in the creation of genocide. Whenever he used his magic to animate the collected soil samples that
collected soil samples? What is he, a fucking geologist? What the fuck are you collecting soil samples?
Felix Faust has been shown also retaining his control over Isis even after he uses her powers to free himself from the Fate Towers by creating a doorway. Forced to keep Isis under a powerful sedation spell at all times, still unable to communicate, Isis manages to signal her husband Black Adam to her aid via a trail of Isis flowers. So he couldn't even keep that hidden under lock and key. Once Black Adam discovers Isis, he forces Faust to free his wife from his possession. It's like, he got Black Adam coming in here.
Anyway, I'm crack his skull open.
During the New 52, a new version of Felix Faust appeared, because of course the New 52 redesigned every fucking thing. His powers haven't been expressed to have weakened significantly from the reality shift in Flashpoint and other multiversal shifts.
Oh, is that what caused the 52? The New 52 was a Flashpoint?
Yeah.
Interesting.
At least that's what they used as the basis for it.
Cool.
Like his prior version, the character's complete background remains unknown and has fathered both Fauna and Sebastian Faust at some point in his life. Unlike
he got laid 2 times at least.
At least twice. Same person, though. Unlike his prior version, the character is expressed to be the son of a sorcerer named Magica the Great, and sold Sebastian's soul in an attempt to garner immortality, unlike the previous versions where he attempted to obtain the magical power himself. During the Books of Magic storyline, Felix Faust is sporting a more macabre, or macabre, I guess.
Oh, macabre, yeah.
Yeah. See, I can read the word, but can't say it. Emaciated appearance. He captures Dr. Mist after the hero attempts to infiltrate his cult, leading to the Justice League Dark being sent in to rescue him. After Faust is knocked out by Black Orchid, and the heroes find a map leading to the Books of Magic in his possession. Then we have the Forever Evil and Forever Evil Blight that he appeared in. In the event's storyline spinoff Forever Blight, Felix Faust and Nick Necro yep, are seen torturing mid-warp for Ultraman, eventually killing him in an attempt to create rechargeable specimens, having previously done so with Sargon the Sorcerer.
Rechargeable for what? You gotta get these batteries.
When John Constantine's group arrives in the Nanda Parbat Temple, they eventually come across the project that Nick Necro and Felix Faust have been working on. They see Black Orchid, Cassandra Kraft, Shade, the Changing Man, Enchantress, Blightbriar Thorn, Blue Devil, Papa Midnight, Sargon the Sorcerer, and Zatanna being held for the use of the Crime Syndicate's weapons program to use against the entity that destroyed their world. Constantine realizes that Nightmare Nurse is not herself. Actually, Necro in disguise. The two fight, and Constantine is able to stop Necro in order to try and free Zatanna. Before he is able to, he is captured by Felix Faust. Constantine senses his team getting closer and hopes they will help him, not really realizing that they have been captured to be used in the project to begin with. Which is... Felix Faust is like this one time that he kind of wins a little bit. And then we have the last appearance is DC Rebirth. The character appears as one of the villains refusing to be hired by Henry Bendrix to kill Midnighter and Apollo during DC Rebirth. His powers and abilities. Commonly portrayed as a powerful sorcerer, Felix Faust has supernatural knowledge and the ability to transmute organic matter through his mastery of the dark arts. He is well versed in various forms of malefic.
So say master with the air quotes.
Yes.
His mastery of the dark arts.
Yes.
He's a fucking moron half the time.
Including soul magic, the latter in which Felix specializes alongside his son. Those capabilities enabled him to perform nearly unlimited magical feats such as energy manipulation, resurrection, spectral sight, advanced longevity, biokinesis, telepathy, illusion projection, chronokinesis, and summoning of the demons 3. To utilize his own mystical powers, he relies on spellbooks, scrolls, familiars, and sometimes strikes bargains with demonic entities.
I got a deal for you.
And his weaknesses.
Fucking everything, apparently.
Felix Faust does possess a few limitations. He is unable to achieve full mystic potential as a sorcerer since encountering Dr. Mist, and his spirit housed within the body of the occult dabbler Drekken Drake. Additionally, he lacks proficiency in unarmed combat. Just
tried to throw a punch, he is fucking rocked.
In the New 52 continuity, Felix was initially regarded as a third-rate wizard.
Damn.
Who resorted to making Faustian deals to boost his powers, although this had the unintended consequence of giving him a ghastly appearance.
This man looked older and weaker.
Exactly. Furthermore, he is also able to manipulate all forms of mysticism, especially pure magic, with him being classified as a dark magician. Any attempt in doing so poses a risk of killing him, requires a medium to channel it efficiently, and he can't mess with it whatsoever. So when it comes to pure magic, he's like, fuck.
Just too pure for me.
And he's got 2 kids. He's got Sebastian Faust. Basically, Sebastian's soul was bartered to the demon Neberos, but the power Felix asked for was granted to Sebastian instead. As a result, their father-son relationship did have a son.
No kidding.
Sebastian has generally acted as a hero, working with the outsiders and the sentinels of magic. And then his daughter, Fauna Faust,
Became a porn star.
Fauna followed a darker path than her brother.
She became a porn star.
She would become a member of Cobra's cult, Elite Strike Force, the Strike Force Cobra, and secretly worked alongside her father as an enemy of her brother and the second incarnation of the Outsider superhero team. So she went to the porn side.